Okay, welcome. Today we're going to show you how to collect payment for Zoom classes. A lot of people that have typically delivered their services, whether it's some type of exercise class or other type of course, in person are now moving online and delivering that through these Zoom sessions. So the question we often get is there a way for me to easily collect payment for this? I know that people will ask people to Venmo them some money, but that's really not that professional. And so what we're going to show you is how to generate a very nice professional schedule where people can sign up, they can click accept on terms and conditions, they can make payment right there, and then they'll get the information to attend the class. It's actually pretty straightforward to do, and for only $15 a month if you're using Acuity Schedule. And you can contrast that with some of the other higher end solutions that will charge anywhere from $60 or $80 or even $100 a month to provide those types of services. So we're going to assume, one, that you have a Zoom account and that you're already familiar with that software. And really what we're going to focus on in this video is using Acuity Scheduling to set up the classes and connecting it to payment. You will need to create a Stripe account. Again, it's pretty straightforward to do that, and Acuity Scheduling does a very nice job of integrating both with Zoom and with Stripe. You don't even need a website. Once you set this up, you can actually just send people a link to a page where they can register for your classes. But if you have an existing website, which many people do, I also show you how to integrate with that very easily and incorporate that schedule right into your website. Okay, the first thing you want to do is create an account on acuityscheduling.com. I won't go through the login process or sign-up process here, but it's pretty straightforward. Just create your username and password. It'll ask you to verify that. You can actually try this free for 7 days and don't even have to sign up at this point. Okay, once you log into acuityscheduling.com with your account, you're going to see a navigation menu over here on the left-hand side. There's a lot of options here. We're going to tell you which ones you need, but you'll also see this yellow wizard box, if you will, and they try to guide you through the key steps. The one thing you need to understand about Acuity Scheduling is its primary use case is to be able to take your calendar as a small business owner or somebody that sees clients and be able to publish that and allow them to schedule time into your calendar. For this use case, which is group classes, we actually don't need that. So you can go to set your availability. When I logged in with this my username here, but I really don't have to do anything here. I don't have to set hours availability. I don't have to say I've got regular hours or anything there. So we're going to leave that alone. That's the first thing you need to know. Next thing is we're going to create appointment types. So if you think about this, this is really the type of service we want to offer, and there's a option here to new type of group class. A group class allows multiple people to schedule into the same time slot, and that's exactly what we want to do here. So I'm going to click new type of group class. I'm going to set a name for this as beginner yoga, and that'll be the name of my class that I'm going to offer. I can add a message after scheduling if I want. I'm going to keep this simple. I'm going to make this class 45 minutes. And you can set any price that you want. I'll just keep it at $10 for this one. And I can choose a file if I want. So this is just, think of it as a small picture that gets listed alongside the class listing. Access is going to be public because I do want people to come in and see this. And these two checkboxes are really important. You want to leave the defaults. You need to make sure this is a class as a group event. This maximum number of people, this is an option that allows, as people sign up, to see how many people are already there and how many slots are left. We are actually not going to use that. I'll show you how to turn that off, but we do want to make sure that we can set this to some high number so that people don't get blocked out. And then it's really important, this last one, clients must sign up for all the times this is offered. Please do not check that. The reason is we're going to set our classes up as a recurring appointment. We'll set them up for maybe every Wednesday and do them 4 at a time. And we don't want to force people to sign up for all 4. So leave that unchecked. So once I have this set up, I'm going to just say create appointment type. And this page is a little jumpy here, but what it did here is told me that it had saved this beginner yoga, and it's asking me, do I want to include a Zoom link? We absolutely want to do that. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, once you click on that Zoom link, it's going to bring you to this integrations page, and you'll see that there are a whole bunch of integrations that Acuity has enabled. You're going to scroll down to find the one that says Zoom. If for some reason you can't get to this integrations page, you can always come back to this left-hand menu and select integrations over here. Once you're in to find the Zoom setup, if it's the first time configuring it, you're going to click the setup button, and that will bring you to the Zoom sign-in. So you want to make sure you've got your Zoom account information handy, email and password, and then you sign in, and then it will just ask you to authorize allowing Acuity Scheduling to use your Zoom account. And this is really important because what's happening here when you set this up is you are allowing Acuity to define and schedule the meetings for you. So in the past, you may have gone into your Zoom account and preset up a whole bunch of scheduled meetings, and then you maybe even using your personal ID and then sending that out to your participants. This is going to be a little bit different, especially where you're charging for a class. You actually don't need to and you don't want to set up anything in Zoom. And when somebody schedules it, it will actually create a unique link. Acuity will do this into Zoom and schedule the meeting for you. And you can still go into your Zoom interface and you can still see everything that has been scheduled. But again, you don't need to actually set it up yourself. One other important point of this is as you're going through the options and setting up your Zoom, two things. Please do not use your personal meeting ID if you want to make sure that you've got a unique meeting created for each of them. And then secondly, if you do create multiple classes, multiple group class types, you'll want to make sure that you click each type of class. In this example so far, we've just set up one, but if, for example, you want to do multiple, then you want to make sure that each of these is clicked. The other thing that you'll see is that the Zoom info is in this location tag. This is the thing that's used in the email notifications that Acuity automatically sends out. And so all that information is right there. You really don't need to do anything with that. That's just more of an FYI. One other topic, we also want to recommend a scheduling page option here. So if you recall, when we set this up, there was an option where we could set the number of participants in a class. You may not necessarily want to show that to somebody that's signing up, saying that there's 2 of 50 people have signed up. So if you go to scheduling page options here, and I scroll down to this option here, it says classes, hide spots remaining in a class. So we'll click that and hit save changes. One of the nice feature of Acuity is they allow you to put these terms and conditions that will come up as your participants are registering for your class. So literally, if all you have to do is you go to intake form and questions, there's a custom form you can create, but you don't need to do that. There's one called New Terms and Conditions Agreement. Just use that as the default. And literally, there's not too much you need to change. You can leave the form name as Terms and Conditions, and all you would want to do is replace the language here, probably just with some language that says that you're not held liable for any injury or whatever you have as a disclaimer on your website. You could just copy and paste here. This comes up automatically with this button that the participant just clicks and they say, I've read and agreed to the terms above. And then literally I just hit save. The only other thing you need to do is put the classes, check the classes for which you want these terms and conditions registration form to apply, which is presumably everything that you've done. And then just hit save form and you're done. You'll see it on the registration link. Now what we want to do is actually offer that class. So I'm going to go here. If you go back to your create appointment types, you'll see beginner yoga, the 45 minutes, $10 class that we have created. And so this is really just the template for this class. This will always be there. But now what we want to do is offer it. And we can do this a couple different ways. So I'm going to go back and it says it's not available yet, which is okay. And so I'm going to go into edit. And what I want to do is offer this class. So this is really just going to allow people to sign up. So I'm going to click offer class. And again, this is a little bit jumpy, this interface. This is the class I'm offering. And if I had multiple classes, you'd see them. Maybe I have in create another class that's an intermediate or an advanced yoga, you would see it here. And so let's say I want to do this on Wednesdays starting September 2nd, and I want this to be a 9 a.m. You just type in the time like that. And I think in this case, it's actually easier to make it recurring. So if, for example, you know that this is something you're going to offer every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., you can schedule it out for 4 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks, whatever you want. So I'm going to click recurring here, and you can see that it says it's going to start here. I'll just do 4, and I'll hit add times. So what you see here is it's offered on the 2nd, the 9th, the 16th, and the 23rd, and all at the same time. I'm going to hit save class. And again, this page is a little jumpy. It tells me that it successfully added those. And then I go over here on the right-hand side and I see that it is offered these classes with me. This is the name of the calendar I used when I signed up. So that's really all you do to offer the class. So the final step is we want to set it up so we can collect payments. So down here on the left-hand navigation, you'll see something that says payment settings. First thing you'll need to do is set up an account with either Square or Stripe. You can use either one, it doesn't really matter. You can see the options here. There's also an option for PayPal. For this example, we were using Stripe. And so for Stripe, again, won't take you through the sign-up process. It's pretty straightforward. Set up and register, enter your information. It will ask you some questions about your business type, and you can fill all that information in. It does ask for a website or some type of Facebook page even will do to sign up. But other than that, once you have that set up, you'll be all set to collect payments. So with that information, you would come back to this payment settings page, and I would say Stripe or Square. I would need to actually connect with that account. So if I click connect, what it's doing is taking me to Stripe, and I need to sign into my Stripe account there, and then it actually does all of the connectivity behind the scenes, and then you're all set up there. Now that we have all the pieces in place, we just need to be able to publish our schedule. So if I come down here to client scheduling page, this gives me a very nice link that I can just provide pretty much anywhere I want. I can email it around, put it on a Facebook page, Instagram post, put it embedded in a button in my website. I can also embed the scheduler into the web page. So I'm going to show you both those options pretty quickly. If I click copy here, and let's assume I've got a website up here that is my WordPress website, and it's just a simple yoga page here, and I want this learn more button to launch my website scheduling page. I'm going to go back in here to my WordPress editor. I'm going to edit this link, and I'm going to take whatever I had there, and I'm going to post in this new scheduling page that I just had there, hit return. And once I have that, I'm going to update my site. Okay, I think it's updated. Now if I go back to view my site here and I click on this learn more, and voila, I've got a page where people can sign up, I can collect payment, and we're pretty much done. Please be sure to like this video if you found it helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And finally, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you would like to be notified of future tips that can help you run your small business. Thank you.